Hi, I'm Seafood Jake. Welcome to Martial Arts with Solitary Practitioner. My assistant will be doing some kicking and exercise modifiers for people that are differently abled. Work your way up to the full exercises if you're able. In addition, you should be breathing during the entirety of the class. Not shallow in your chest, but deep from your belly all the way up, as well as exhaling from your belly all the way up, tightening your core muscles when possible. If you can, I recommend meditation after the class. I recommend it to all my students and has numerous benefits. If you're going to be doing some of my drills with your partner and you're going to make contact, please use safety equipment such as mouthpieces, hand gear, and headgear, as well as your brain. You don't always need to train at 100%. And finally, if you're going to use my material to hurt someone, perpetrate violence, well then you're just a jerk. This information is presented as information and defensive only. What you choose to do with that information is completely up to you. Day 11. Your bandana. That's how you know it's a different day. Bounce around 50 seconds. Start combining all of your motions together. Find your side steps, your forward and your backward slides, your diagonal slides, your V steps. It all works together to help you become harder to hit. Only 10 seconds this time. V steps next. Try and use some kicks this time. 3, 2, 1. Keep it up, keep it up. Shields. We'll switch sides halfway through.
Forgot to make these adaptable. You alternating these?
Yeah. Then we'll switch legs here about 10 seconds.
So you're not switching.
And switch legs. Jab, jab, cross, cross, jab. Cross, jab, cross, jab. 45 seconds. Exercises such as stretch kicks. Switch feet. Next one's gonna be cycle punches. Squeeze those knees, straighten that back. Speed up. Shake it off. So we're gonna do squats. Shake it off. Find a wall if you need it for 3-point toe taps. Switch sides. Keep it up, doing great. I know I amped it up a little on you today. 3-point toe taps. Other leg. Almost there. Okay, get ready for some planks. Everyone down and plank. Breathe.
What's next?
Grab a quick water. Kicks, 40 seconds per side. You need to touch your toes for a second.
Ooh. It's good to stretch.
Indeed. Okay. 40 seconds, front kicks. On the belly. Introduction to key up, I guess. You're gonna go forward. Try and control motion. Switch feet. Same, different side. Try and keep your hands up during the kicks. Here we go. From the belly. Like you're getting doubled over. Take it out. Touch your toes if you have to. We're gonna go to cross kicks next. Keep the muscles hot. Twisting the hip out. We're coming down. Shake it out. Of the leg. Now I'm combining my scoop kick, my stomp kick, and my cross kick into one practice so I can feel the different angles. Round kicks. Try moving forward in place with 1, 2 kicks. So 1, set it down, go the second. Experimenting with the different angles. Down versus up. Maybe just down, down. Up, up. Next is gonna be your back kick. So try turning the front leg first and throwing a back kick and coming back. Turn that front foot, pick your leg up, throw a back kick. On the side. Sometimes called spinning back kick with a return. That is, the kick comes back the way it started. There's a forward completion or a total completion. Minutia. Switch your feet. And return that front heel, bend your knee a little bit. Spring into your back kick. You can even slide a little bit like we talked about with side kick. Cover a little more ground. Pull the leg back up if you'd like. Come back to where you started, or even spin all the way through, but on that completion, make sure you're not torquing your knee. Push up on that foot. Push up. Okay. Back kick, set it down. Back kick, go forward. Shake out. Okay, can we do our front leg side kicks now? We did both legs, right? Yeah, we're gonna do front legs. Or coming down. And honestly, they should have two different distinguishing names, just like stomp kick versus cross kick, but I did not come up with a name. If you come up with one, drop it in the comments below. We can just come straight down. I think I'm just setting my weight. We're shifted forward with the hip pop. Or just sort of get off me, right? Like that, knee back. Push with the heel. Switch feet. Remember not to go too high. Go as your body tells you. Pop back up when you're returning. Push out, pop back. See, then notice the hips. Up and returning forward. Shake it out. Okay. So now you're going to do your new kick today. We'll just do 10 on each leg. That is front leg push kick. Another great sort of get off me kick. And you guess it's exactly like the rear leg, except from the front leg, bring the knee up and then push out with the heel. We could also call this a sort of stomp kick because I'm sort of stomping down into the leg, into the knee, or if I have them doubled over, into the body. Okay, so front leg comes up, push the heel out, bring the knee back. Boom, bring it back, set it down. On the other side, bring it up, push, set it down. You can also just, like you're walking, okay? Get off me, get off me. Okay, really drive that heel and try and create a straight line between the striking surface, my heel, and my center of mass. The more solid that line is, the more transfer of momentum. We're going to 10 on each leg. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch feet. Shake it up. Pick it up. Push it out. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it off. Okay. So we're gonna go back to our goat. If you can't do a goat so well, you can do a horse stance. So you're gonna spread out 2 foot widths, or I'm sorry, hip widths. 1, 2. Bend my knees, shift my hips back like I'm sitting into a chair. Okay, this is horse stance, like you're riding a horse. Okay, so, Jut Sao. Jut Sao, like you're holding a plate. Okay. To Hyun, to Pak. Okay. Tan, to Hyun. We all remember our Hyun, to our Pak, right? Okay. Never locking my elbow out completely, but straightening it a little bit, okay? But never lock it out totally so that you're in a danger position. Always a little bit of give. Okay. Tan, here, to Pak. Next one you're gonna do Lap Sao, back fist. Lap Sao, back fist. Okay, we can also go Lap Sao, back fist on the same side over and over, which is gonna be our first partner drill today. Lap Sao, back fist. Lap Sao, back fist. You can also sort of keep them attached so it becomes light. Okay? Lock back, or notice that the back fist is a rotating punch, so it's just a punch that hasn't grown to full form, I guess. Lap Sao, back fist. Lap Sao. Okay, and then you can switch. Lap Sao, back fist becomes the second Lap Sao, back fist, and we can then just switch sides. Lap Sao, back fist, or we can switch each time. Okay. So Lap Sao roll. Lap Sao, back fist. Lap Sao, back fist. Or keeping them attached. Lap, back. Notice the similarity to Jut Sao. Okay. And your last Pak Lap punch, punch, punch. Pak Lap punch, punch, punch. So Pak, we did this one last class. Pak Lap, triple punch. That leads me to the other side. Pak Lap, triple punch, and now I'm back to where I started. Just keep it rolling. Cool, right? This leads me to your 2 techniques of the day. You've already done it without knowing it, and the first one is Jut Sao or Jut Sao, depending, usually you hear a jut, like a jut, okay? And jut's really kind of a general purpose term for any direction that I'm applying sort of a thrust. So in the first example, we did tan to hyun to pak, but I can also just jut this forward, okay? We call that a Jut Sao. Or if I'm doing, say, Man Sao we talked about, but I hike that hand out, okay, we could call that a Jut Sao. Or if I'm doing a Pak Sao to the inside, I can just jut straight down, okay? And you don't need to make a huge clearing. It's just a sort of jut. So tan, hyun, jut. Okay, so try that. Hyun, and from here, you're all wound up and jut that down. Okay. Okay, so you can also, you've also seen it coming down like this. So Jut Sao, in the classic Sim Lum Tao, right? This is also considered a Jut Sao. So it's sort of a Wu Sao, or it's really any block that we're using this sort of striking motion. And so if Misty is punching at me, I can just jut, and basically it's the intro to what we call limb destruction, or defanging the snake. Just jut, 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 Sao, okay? So play with that, it's great. Your second technique from Goat for the day, we call Bil Sao, and you've already also learned it. We've been referring to it as eye jab, okay? And this, I believe, means darting fingers or probing hand or something like that. And it's sort of this aggressive towards the person, okay? So if Misty feeds me a punch, I can just block with my eye jab, what we call a Bil Sao.
Fake.
Okay, and it's just the same thing. It's almost like the Lap Sao form. It's almost like the Man Sao form, but it's really almost exclusively used as an eye jab or an eye slash. So I can come from the outside as well, this way. Oh, I blocked it. Coming from the outside this way as well. So it's like this, rotating into it, eye slash. Okay, and you may be like, hey, I already know that one. It's like my favorite technique, right? So we could call this a Lap Sao, we could call this a Bil Sao, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it a wedge. We can do it to the inside, or we can do it to the outside as well. So there's your Bil Sao. Bil Sao to Jut Sao. Bil Sao to Jut Sao. Second water break.
Where's your beatboxing, man?
I can't. Okay, partner drills, part 5. So we're gonna start with the same one we did last time. That is Pak and punch, Hyun Sao, punch. You can add, as a fun little bonus, I get this Pak punch. As I get this Hyun, I can add my jut as I put in my second. So boom, jut down. And so this becomes a muscle destruction. It also gives me the bridge. We can move into other techniques if we'd like.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Muscle destruction.
Muscle destruction. You can get pretty violent with this, so take it easy on each other. And then jut with this hand. Yep. So you got Hyun and then jut down.
Oh, jut. I'm supposed to jut.
So it's like a push towards my core.
Yeah.
There you go. And that is sort of the introduction to what we call gua choi. Oh, I should be feeding the other hand too, sorry. Boom. And jut that into me. Boom, and nice. Oh,
my special
good
punch.
jut, yeah.
My
Okay.
that punch.
Okay, so second one, is just straight up Jut Sao. So it's kind of like Slap Factory, right? Where I'm pushing it's kind of like T Sao, but I'm kind of pushing forward this time. Okay, it's almost an attack coming forward. Okay, I'm putting in second. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
One more time. Just like that. And then this just feeds. And then since this is up here, and as this returns, I've wound it up for the next juke.
Okay.
And we can go the other way too, but we'll get to that in a second. Yep, and then punch, and then punch. Good. And then crossing that body so that you get the forearm. If you miss with the hand, make sure you got that geometry.
Got the forearm.
Okay. You want to do that again?
I think it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then,
I'm learning to.
so the next one is going to be our Lap Sao roll. So you can start it with a punch. She feeds me a punch. I throw a Lap Sao. This hand stuck to it like this. And then I throw a back fist. As this comes up, she throws a Lap Sao and comes over and throws a back fist. And we can keep at this ad infinitum. Okay? And then we can make it more difficult by keeping our hands stuck together. So lop, yep. Sorry, I went too fast for you. And then if I want to change it, I just lop this side and feed it to her. Boom, boom, boom. And then she can now.
Right? Oh.
So we can switch sides or glue them together. And again, make sure you don't go too fast so that you're just throwing your hands up and that you're making good Lap Sao and good back fist each time. Okay, once you feel like you've done that, you can alternate each hand individually. So it's easiest to start with a punch. Then I feed this, she comes up, then I lop again, and I feed this, lop again. And so she's constantly on the Lap Sao, and I'm constantly doing Lap Sao back fist. And so this is sort of a one-sided drill, so make sure to give your partner a chance to try it as well. One thing that I forgot to mention last time was that Wu Tan ain't nothing to punch with because your hand's in the way. So you need to use a Jut Sao. Wu Tan Jut punch. Okay. Okay. Final drill for the day. This one's a little tricky, so we're gonna spend a little bit of extra time on it. It's the double Pak Sao. And I don't mean two hands off of one hand, I mean pocking with the same hand twice. So she comes to punch, I pock and punch, but she pocks again. She pocks my pock and my punch. So look what I have here. Okay, so I jump from this and I immediately Pak Sao this with a jute and I can throw the next punch. Okay, so one, she pocks, I pock, and I throw a punch again. So 1, 2. Okay, so I'm coming under the hand, over the hand. Once again, 1, I'm under my hand. As I cross this barrier here, and I can also scoop this way. Okay, so as this punch comes back, if I scoop this right, I can basically trap both hands in there. Boom, boom.
Oh.
In a true Pak Sao, I'm grabbing a little bit, right? I'm wrapping around the hand. So what she needs to do is slap this hand off so that she can punch me again.
Oh.
See, and then there's a second set. So instead of doing a second Pak Sao, I can do a Lap Sao instead. So we'll start with the double Pak. If her Pak is too close, like in this example, then I need to use my lop, okay? If her Pak comes a little further out, then I can Pak again. See this nice gappage here that I can just grab and punch again. If I can, I want to try and drag her body so that she's doing this with her arms, or crossing the streams essentially. Boom, boom, boom. If her hand is too close, trapping it. If her puck is out, trapping and bringing out this way. And again, try and bring it across the body so that you're getting this crossing in the arms. She comes to punch. I puck and I punch. She pucks. If there's space, I just travel up the arm and puck again. If there is not space, or this crosses the center line like this, it's easier to reach with a Lap Sao. And again, cross the streams. One more time.
Don't ever cross the streams.
Boom, boom. Try it with your partner, be safe. Okay, it's time for Seafood Jake's Totally Wicked Awesome Sauce.
Awesome sauce.
So, we talked briefly about it, but we're going to talk about the ear cups. And this technique is dangerous. You can deafen your opponent, so please be careful. It's not something, oh, it's funny. You can literally deafen someone for life with this technique. So what you're going to do is rolling your hands outwards and cupping, just making little pockets of air, and then smashing them onto your opponent's ears. If I can, I go in a forward motion. So we're gonna add it into the awesome sauce as I eye gouge, smack the ears before I come forward. Okay, so just smack, and that's it. And you just squish that pocket of air into the ear, and you can burst the eardrums. If nothing else, it discombobulates quite badly. Okay, so boom, just coming straight, and at the end, bring it in like a whip. Okay, so we're gonna add it into the awesome sauce. Boom, boom, boom. Kick, blast, wedge. As I wedge, I can eye jam first, or ear cup and then eye jam, or eye jam, ear cup, however you're feeling it. Okay, blast, wedge, ear cups, eye jam. Finish in the same old way. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Blast, wedge, cup, eye jam, headbutts. Keep that back straight. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. And then try it with your partner, would be nice.
Like that.
So it's a great technique if someone's like grabbing you and you don't know what to do, like she's just shaking me or whatever, just bam. Okay, just real fast, very reactionary style technique. So add that one to your box of tools. Okay, next up is what we're gonna do, virtual sparring. I decided to change it a little bit. Oh wait, virtual sparring, yeah, virtual sparring. Ah. Okay, so I decided to change it a little bit. We're gonna do 3 rounds. Okay, each gonna be 45 seconds with a 15. I'll even give you 20 seconds. 20 seconds between rounds. Virtual sparring, 3 rounds. First round, regular Joe. Notice the wide stance, wide arms, overreaching strikes. Round 2, I'm gonna try and fight you a little tighter, like a hand fighter, maybe a boxer. Tighter stance. Great for kicking the legs. No balance. Kick the legs out. Wider stance, not so much. It's a distance I have to catch up to you. Round 3, I'm gonna fight you more like a kickboxer, or maybe a taekwondo person. Notice wider stance. Not so good on a jam, are they? If you did try and jam me during that, think about it next time. Shake it off. Good job. Oh, it's time for Tai Chi of the day. Today's is brought to you by parting the wild horse's mane. So, essentially, you do from the ball, which is what we're gonna do from. One hand is gonna come out, like I'm doing sort of reverse knife hand, or an outside Tan Sao, however you wanna look at it. The other hand's gonna push out, like I'm brushing the mane of a horse apparently, and I'm gonna make a Wu Sao. So if I'm from this side, stepping towards the camera, these hands scrape past each other. Okay, then this hand turns over, step, cradle the egg again, switching out from the side to the egg, stepping out. Okay, and comes back, and it turns over, pushes out, pushes over. So we're gonna add it in right before we go into cloud hands in my little pattern. It is strangely starting to resemble 24 short form. See your local YMCA for other details. All right, here we go. From starting stance, stepping out. Right off camera with it. See what you feel. Once you get to the end of that, cloud hands. Slow and big. Gather. Wedge. Push. Wedge. Wrench. Push. Switch. Wedge. Clench. Push. Oh yes, of course. And we brush knee. Brush knee. Fresh knee. Play the glute. Hands towards the sky. Repulse the monkey. Alright, shake it out. Did a whole lot of the same, a little bit different. Hopefully you're starting to see, I'm not trying to info dump you with the Wing Chun hand forms, but I do want to show you that some of these motions are not just random motions, that they're actually also techniques. And also to offer you some different choices from the other videos that I've seen out there, where it's mostly just Pak and Lap Sao. That's why I'm talking about some of the more exotic blocks, but they're not really that exotic in my opinion. So let's go ahead and reach towards the sky. Pushing your hands together. And reaching down. Do the cat. Relax. And reach towards the sky. Reaching down. Cat. Oh, feels so good. And some quad stretches. And switch feet. Find hip width. Stretch over one side. Kind of reaching towards that wall. Make sure you're not out of alignment, but like you do in the cartwheel. And some circles. The other way. Straight down. Reach to the ceiling. And switch. And try and do the splits if you can. If you can't, don't worry, I can't. When I was a kid, I could. I don't know what happened.
You're not a kid anymore?
Yeah, I guess not. Keep your hands on the floor, walk your feet towards your hands as far as you can with keeping your hands on the floor. And go to your fingertips, walk your feet in as far as you can. Some of you, that might be all the way at the top. Okay, let's do some hurdler stretches. And switch it up. Turn it around, stretch that calf. And switch it. You can also do it just in front stance, nice wide or nice long front stance. And if you can, stretch that hip down. Switch around. And I wanted to give you some more stretch time, so let's go ahead, come down, bring one leg across your body, the other one straight out in front of you. You can also substitute by just tucking your foot back here. It changes the direction of the glute that you're stretching. More back, of course. And slowly bring it out, get to the other side. Knees up. One leg out, one knee up. Twisting away. And if you're flexible or risky, you can do that. I can't not do that with my knee. Not yet, working up to it. Switch it up. That's what I can do. Okay. Let's stand back up. Stretch out the shoulders. And other side. So next class we'll talk about Bong Sao and what we call wing block. Just basically a folding Bong Sao, and maybe a couple more kick defenses. And make sure to like and subscribe and share it around. Put comments, all that kind of stuff really helps us out. And if you know, I think I mentioned it a few videos ago, we do have a virtual tip jar. It's a PayPal for Hapkido JKD, that is HAPKIDO JKD at Gmail, if you want to send us a little something for bringing these classes to you. As always, try it, feel it, and practice, and be safe.